So today we are going to read the story called Pedal Power. And this kind of story is an expository text. So Ms. Murphy is just going to review because we've been talking about expository texts a lot in second grade. So let's review what an expository text is.
Expository text. Pedal Power is an expository text. Expository text gives facts and information about a topic. Can include text features.
Okay, so what is this story going to have? Ingrid, what is it going to have?
Gives facts and information about
Topic. So this is going to give us facts and information about a topic. And I think our topic is going to be about power because it's about pedal power. So we know this is going to be real. It's not going to be made up. All right, Raylan.
Can include text features.
Okay, and text features are like graphs, charts, pictures, captions. So we're going to be looking for some text features as we read this, okay? All right, so I'm going to put my book back to Pedal Power. And our inquiry question is, what is the purpose of writing an expository text? So why does an author write this? Okay, so at the end we're going to talk about why is the author writing this, okay? Let's start up here. What is energy? Now remember, if I call on you, pull down your mask and read nice and loud, okay? All right, Libby, would you start, please? Start with energy.
energy
Is the ability
ability to do work. Solar energy comes from the sun. It's a silent source of energy because it makes no sound. There is also energy that comes from wind and water.
Good. So we talked about this morning. Wind and water can also provide energy, but they make sound. But the sun provides us energy, but it doesn't make a sound at all. It's like silent. And that's called solar energy. Okay, let's have Addie, would you read the next paragraph really loud?
Did you know that energy can come from people too when you produce?
No, let's have her sound it out.
Pedal?
Good job. I knew we could do it.
Pedal a bike, you produce energy. You use your legs to push the pedals. Your energy is
Transferred.
transferred to the bike. This
Shift.
shift of power or energy makes the bike move.
Good. So you produce energy and power. And when you move your bike, or your legs on your bike, the energy is going from the legs on your bike to the pedals, and then that is creating the bike to move. So if you weren't on that bike producing energy and power, would the bike move? No. So you are taking your energy and you're transferring it. That means you're taking it from you and you're moving it to the bike. Okay? All right, Lewis, can you read this one? Make sure Lewis, you're a great reader, but slow down a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now imagine.
Oh, close. Imagine.
Now imagine
Oh.
riding your bike to create enough power to run a computer. Some students at one school did just that. They hopped on bikes, continued.
Oh, wait, let's try that word again. Connected.
To.
This is a big word. Does anyone know this word?
I know Raylan.
Raylan, you want to help him out?
Generators.
Generators. Good. The G is going to make the J sound. So generators. And we'll learn what that is in a minute, okay?
And pedal in place. Soon they were producing electric.
You can do it.
I can't say.
You can do it. Take your time.
Electricity.
Good job.
This energy is needed to
to run their laptop computers.
Awesome. Good job. I knew you could do it.
I
Great
could
job
do
reading.
that all
Okay,
day.
flip to the page, next page. And look at this bike. This is what they're talking about. Okay, they have a diagram of the bike. And they have, to show you, they have the pedal of the bike. We know where the pedal is. And then we know the rear wheel is the back wheel. And then they have a stand so that the bike won't move. It stays in place. However, when you jump on the bike, you can still produce energy. The bike just doesn't move, but you're producing energy, and that energy goes to the generator. Can you guys find the generator on your page? It's, what color is it? Orange.
Orange, my
Yep.
favorite color.
And that's where it's like making that energy from the bike go to the generator, and then it's going into the battery, and that's where they're gonna produce, and I should say not produce, but keep that energy, okay? So, this bike can be connected to either a battery, and that battery can then be connected to a computer, and you can produce enough energy to run a laptop computer. Okay, Charlotte, Carson, and Lily, your book is on this page, and we just got done reading it, so would you just flip it to the next page? And we're talking about how bikes can pedal power.
Or 420.
Yep, and it should be 422 or 436. Okay, now, we're gonna be at the top, Carson, Lily, Charlotte, and we're gonna read about bicycle-powered energy. Lila, can you start reading? Really loud, Lila.
Here's how bike power in
Energy.
energy works when a student pedals the bike. The
Rear, that means the back.
rear wheel spins the
Generator.
Generator.
The generator powers
Oh, close.
produces
Produces
Electricity.
electricity. Good. So the generator produces electricity. Okay? LES, would you read the next paragraph? Really loud, Ellie.
As long as a student pedals the bicycle, electricity flows or runs through the generator. The electricity can be used right away. This electricity
Oh, this energy.
energy can also be stored in a battery. It can be used later. Teachers can haul or carry laptop computers to the battery and plug them in for power.
All right. So here's a really good example. When I was first a teacher, like 18 years ago, they didn't even have these small computers, these laptops. They only had, have you seen those big desktop computers?
Yeah.
So when I went to school, my desktop computer stayed at my desk. I could not take it home. So if I had to do schoolwork at home, I couldn't do it. I would have to come to school and work. Now, they have laptop computers that are so small that every night when I go home, all I have to do is unplug it and take it home with me so that I can do work at home. Do I even need the plug-in?
No.
No, I don't. I just unplug everything. So I have 3 cords. I unplug those 3 cords and I leave them on my desk. How come I don't need the power cord? Mason?
because you have one at home.
I do, but that's not the reason why.
Ooh, I know.
I do have one just in case,
I know.
especially over the weekend. If I take mine over the weekend, I might need my power cord. And luckily I have an extra one at home. Lewis?
Because it runs by itself.
Well,
Without cords.
kind of, but what does it have in it, Wyatt? Yeah, it has a battery, so you can't see it, but way at the bottom here. And down here, there's a battery.
Because if you
And-
break the bottom or
Right.
take it off, there's like the big green thing.
So,
I never seen a
That's the
computer with batteries.
yep, so it's charging right now. It's plugged in and charging. So it's at 100%. Lewis? school, it's still at 100. And so when I go home and work tonight, my battery might go down to like 90, 80, 70, but I could use it all night, and it probably wouldn't even get down to 0. That's why I'd have to bring it back tomorrow or the next day and charge it. Now, if it's over the weekend, though, where I have 2 days home, I usually do bring this home just because I don't want my battery or my computer to die on me, and then I wouldn't be able to use it. But I do have an extra one at home just in case I forget it. But computers have changed so much, and it's all because of this battery. We can store electricity and power in this battery. Before, when there was no batteries in computers and you had to plug them in, you couldn't take them anywhere. So you would always have to do your work where you work. Just like a phone. I have my phone right here. But look over here. Can I take this with me?
No, you can't take that one anywhere.
There's two things. Number one is plugged into the wall. Number two,
It's the school.
well, it's the schools too. Can I go anywhere with this thing?
Yeah.
Not very far.
But you can.
So,
Not even.
you guys are fortunate because how many of you guys have one of those phones at your
I got
house?
a house phone.
Raise your hand if you have one of those phones at your house.
In the attic.
Okay, how about
Yeah, and the other.
how about this? How many of you
Have house phones?
have a house phone that is working and not in your attic?
Well,
I have
Just raise your hand. Okay, there's not very many of you. Put your hands down. When I was your age, that's the only phone that we had. So every kid in my class had one of those phones. We didn't even have these. These are cordless, so you don't have to be connected to anything. And they also have a battery in them. So I have to charge my phone every night because if I don't, then it's going to be dead.
Or you could
Dead.
use a battery pack.
You could. But technology has changed so much, and it's because we're able to store our power and energy into a battery. Okay? Addie,
I have two things. Is that a mountain bike?
you know what it kind of looks like one.
I thought it was a trick bike because trick bikes don't have that thing on that back wheel. Yeah.
This is just a stand. This is just holding the bike in place.
No, I think she meant
So, yeah, my
Yeah.
husband, I should
can take it off.
You can take it off. My husband actually has a bike like this, well, without the generator and the battery, and he has a stand, and he rides his bike in our house, like, because it doesn't move, and that's his way to exercise. So, and then he's able to, he rides his bike for like 10 miles in our house, but does he go anywhere? No, he rides his bike, and he comes off, and he's just all sweaty. But that's a stand, so it just holds your bike in the place. There's lots of different kinds of stands.
That kind of looks like a trick bike.
It could be. I'm not
It's a
exactly sure.
BMX bike.
Okay, all right, let's go on to using high school powered energy. Raylan, I'm gonna have you start really loud, please, buddy.
People also exercise on bikes.
Oh, sorry, I was just talking about my husband exercising. Sorry.
People also exercise on bicycles and produce power in gyms. People create watts as they pedal. A watt is a unit for measuring power. Small devices such as small televisions and fans often use less than 100 watts per hour. These things can run by bicycle-powered electricity.
Good.
I'm lost. I was lost too.
All right.
What?
So Raylan kind of read his speech, but he said people also exercise on bicycles and produce power in gyms. People create watts as they pedal. A watt is a unit for measuring power. Small devices such as small televisions and fans often use less than 100 watts per hour. These things can be run by bicycle-powered electricity. Now, the only way that you probably have maybe heard of a watt is a light bulb has different watts. So if you want a really bright light bulb, you're gonna want a higher number. So for example, these are probably like 100. They're pretty bright.
If you had like 1 watt.
Now, they kind of go from 100 down to like 75, down to 50, and then they do go like down to 30. Now, a 30 is not very bright, so maybe like at your bed, if you're have like a little night light, you're probably not gonna want it very bright. So you buy your light bulbs according to how many watts you want. So how bright do you want that light bulb? So the higher the number, the brighter it gets. And it also gets hotter too. Because remember when things are really bright,
Yeah.
just like when the sun is out and bright, it's hotter.
They get with lightning.
So just know that's gonna be brighter and hotter. Okay, Carson.
We don't have these lights at your house where you click it down. We have to slide it,
Oh yeah.
or we could push a button and it has a little light, so we know where the light is when it's dark.
Good. So sometimes you can change the brightness just by sliding it. I have that at my house too.
Yeah. Mine's electrical.
At my old
Okay, all right, we gotta keep going, guys, because we got 2 paragraphs and we got about 20 minutes before our morning break. Let's go into this paragraph. Brooklyn, would you read, please? Read it out. Honey. It.
It would be a mistake to use pedal power to run a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Though this large application
Close. Appliance.
often use more than 70
No,
watts.
not 70.
700.
Good job.
700 watts per hour. The electricity for these machines come from power lines over the underground,
Wait, overhead or underground?
pedal.
Okay, stop there. Okay, so if you have a big appliance like a refrigerator or an oven or a stove or anything that's really big like a freezer, you're not going to want to power that by a bicycle. It needs electricity coming from wires underground. Or if you guys ever drive out in the country or even in town, do you see the wires hanging?
Yeah, there's one right here.
Yeah, perfect. There's one going there too.
There's a lot.
Oh yeah,
There's a
everybody
lot.
go look out a window.
Okay. Okay.
I already know what
I'm gonna look at this
Yep.
one.
See these electrical powers.
There's so much
See
in
them?
here.
See the three ones up
You
there?
don't need to move 50.
Yep, those are electrical.
Yeah, you
wires.
go there. Miss Murphy, I could just sit at my window.
You could.
I don't want to look at this window. Okay.
Okay. All right, come back to your desk. So hopefully you saw those 3. Come on, guys.
We're playing in that chair.
Why are they doing that?
I know it's Luke and John.
I don't know why they're doing that. Who is underneath there?
It's a beanbag.
Why is that? Okay, so those 3 lines are lines that are over our heads. If they ever fall during a storm and you're driving down the road, you never, ever, ever drive over them because they're still probably full. They're still probably full of electricity and you can get electrocuted, okay? So those are the overhead lines, and then we definitely have lines that go underground too, and those are more safe, okay? However, if you're digging, let's say you're gonna plant, let's say you're gonna build a house or build like a hog building, you need to make sure somebody comes out and checks to see where the power lines are underground, because if you're digging and you hit one of those, you can also get electrocuted. So it's very important just to be aware of where is the power lines, okay? All right, I'm gonna read the last paragraph. Pedal power is popping up in schools, gyms, and homes. What a fun way to provide electricity. So down here is 2 examples of things that a bike could power. All right, can you read the caption of that picture, John?
Pedal power is pedaling up.
We already read that. Mrs. Murphy just read that. Corla, would you read where we're at? Because John, I guess, was not paying attention.
How can people
We're down here where the appliances are. Hayden, would you read that?
Bicycle power can be used to power these appliances.
Good. So here's some small appliances you might have at your house, like a hair dryer, or like a blender, or a toaster, or anything that's small in your kitchen, or like a curling iron, or a straightener, anything that you might use in your bathroom. Those are small appliances, and a bike could power those. But it definitely cannot power the really big and large appliances. Okay? Charlotte,
I did use a straightener for my hair this morning.
Did you?
Because my hair was naughty and it hurt.
so that's a small appliance, so you could use a bike to power that. Hayden.